Hello and welcome to this week's NPL, the last round of the season. Alby Kidd, welcome.
Ditts, good to see you.
All thanks to Coors, which is the beer of the NPL. That's got to be worth a carton each, I think.
I would think so.
Just
sure.
the one, only the one. That'll do us.
Yeah.
Hey, Alby, what a round we saw last weekend. Congratulations to Campbelltown. Now, they went down, but they have secured the championship and they have been overall the best team all year.
Yeah, they have been. You know, that game that we watched at the weekend there, that's against Comets, was probably a one-off for Joey Mullen's team in Phil Stubbins, but really, you know, it's over the piece, and they have been the best team. Let's be honest about it. But look, I'll tell you what, that result that Comets had against them, 4-1,
yeah,
4-1 at the end of the day. But I just think I think there's maybe a bit of unrest in the team. We've seen a few players being taken off, and there was a bit of aggravation on the bench there, Ditts,
for Campbelltown.
For Campbelltown,
right?
As you probably noticed, but I just hope that's not the case. But there's something in a miss there, I think, with
yeah, but Joe Mullen's too good a coach to let that creep in. So sometimes you get a bad result out of the way, and it gives the change room a bit of a shake-up before the finals. And I think Joe Mullen will be all over it. Yeah,
well, a game to go. They've won the money in the Premiership. They're playing in the final. They've got finals footballs, and as you say, Ditts, I think Stubbsy and Joey Mullen will get the team back on track.
All right, now, we've been watching for weeks and weeks the other end, the battle at the other end of the table. West Adelaide got a point on the weekend, which was handy, but Adelaide City went down. It all comes down to this weekend. We'll talk about those games shortly, but again, I just cannot believe we're talking about these two great clubs potentially going down.
Yeah, and if you look at the last fixture, you've got West Adelaide playing Metro Stars, and Metro Stars had a very good result last week, 4-2. I think that's a very, very tough game for West Adelaide, and to be honest with you, you know, they've got to win that game. You know, I think of this Adelaide City, you know, they're playing Comets, and I don't think they're going to win that game either. But really, I think both teams are going to get beat.
Well,
that's my gut feeling, you know.
I'll tell you what we will see this weekend is desperation. There's no doubt. Adelaide City will come out absolutely firing.
Yeah.
Comets want to finish second, so both absolutely hammer and tong there. West Adelaide want to survive. Metro want to also play finals. All of these teams are going to be going at a million miles an hour. I think that's exciting.
But Ditts, I think you're right, but I think in summary, West Adelaide's got to win. They've got to win.
Yep.
A draw's not any good to them because the goal difference is far superior in Adelaide City's backyard there. So really, West Adelaide's got to win, but it's going to be an absolute cracker of a weekend.
Yeah, no, it is. All right, let's look at the player votes from last weekend. So in the first game there, you see that young Mullen got votes from both coaches, which is good to see. Cockerline, a player that's coming from the UK as a striker, also getting votes from both. Adam Lecornu, Alby, to me, does not get enough votes. He played really well at the weekend, and he plays well every week.
Well, he's playing against a good team as well, good players, but Lecornu was outstanding. On the weekend, Ditts, you're right.
He just wins every header, doesn't he?
He does.
Yep, he does.
Solid, absolutely solid.
And Welshie continues to get votes, so well done to him. And Matt Halliday, a good game for him at Olympic. Let's go to the leaderboard. And of course, Hamish McCabe still miles out in front. Didn't get any votes this week, but with a week to go, he cannot be caught.
I think we could have given him that watch probably 10 weeks ago, Ditts, you know.
That's right.
He picked up that many votes, but no votes, as you say, at the weekend.
We've already touched on the games to come this weekend, but it's worth pointing out, though, that with the table all the way down to what, Metro Stars and Adelaide United youth team, they can all play finals. This is extraordinary. Yeah,
it's incredible there. You look at Olympic. Let's just look at Olympic for a quick.
Well, you think in recent weeks they've been the real form team, haven't they?
They have, and you know they're into the last 16 of the FFA Cup.
Yep.
They're getting good results in the league. They're playing really well. I've seen them playing over the last couple of weeks. However, they're sitting. I think they're sitting fourth now, and they could miss out in the finals.
That's amazing.
It's crazy, you know. They could actually miss out.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of football to be played. Ditts, you know. I just, you know, who do we think the top six are going to be? It could be, you know, Parahills is out the race. Adelaide United could even still get into the top six with goal difference.
Yeah.
So and they're sitting eighth at this present time. So I'll tell you what, a lot of great games over the weekend, and gee whiz, there'll be tears at the end of Saturday evening, and there'll be joy as well. So let's see what happens.
And you know the other thing it tells us as well, what about the final series coming up? So let's get this weekend out the way. Then when we settle on the top six, the finals are going to be incredible.
But really, when you say that, you look at going into any final series or whatever it may be, you look at the team that's on form, and the team that's on form, I think, think, that's come back to form is Comets. I think Comets are got a big chance going into the finals.
All right, that's a big call.
It is. Well, it's just that they've seen Campbelltown over the weekend, seen the Olympic, dropping their bundle there against West Adelaide,
All right.
all that type of stuff. But Comets, for me, we've watched them, Ditts, over the last maybe 4 or 5 weeks, scoring a lot of goals. They've got good players in their team. They look dangerous. Their goalkeeper's a good player as well. I think they're strong going into the final series.
All right, love it, Alby. We'll see you next week. Have a great weekend at the MPL.